Who is with Vinny Fiorenza? There's a lot he doesn't know. There's a lot he wants to know. This is a podcast where he tries to learn from people who know things he doesn't. He'll be focusing on people from the worlds of business, entertainment, and the arts. His guests are people he finds fascinating and that he believes will bring value to others. Join him on the journey on finding out who is.
Baradi rhymes with karate and Maserati. My name's Armand. I do Hollywood events. What's a Hollywood term? Entourage. Or Montourage. I was like, the marketing's already there. I like creating stories. My parents told me that I was like a habitual liar growing up, so it worked out. Yeah. I've seen people connect who made projects together, made feature films together. It's like, oh, they met at my event. That's amazing. When we're busy, we lack on the social side of things. We need a good blend of being social and being around people, but also pursuing your dreams.
We are here with Erman Baradi.
That's me. Yeah. Baradi rhymes with karate and Maserati.
We're here rocking and rolling. So, Armand, tell the audience, where are you from?
I'm from Virginia Beach, Virginia. So if you look at the map, it's like the complete opposite coast from LA. Like, I think you can draw a straight line. I think you can draw a line from LA to Virginia Beach. Yeah, I might be wrong. Somebody may look at the map right now and go, "You are dumb."
You can probably draw a line from one direction to another, anywhere.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true though. Yeah, that's true though. Huh. Yeah, I think so. Oh, okay. Good point.
How was it growing up in Virginia Beach? Tell us a little bit about that. And what were you like as a kid, man?
Yeah, no, it felt like easy, I guess you can say, because it's a very suburban kind of area. Nice. There's a lot of tourists too.
Make it interesting.
Yeah. I mean, we had the boardwalk. We had like the second biggest boardwalk in the world, I think, after Jersey Shore. Before that, I think before it got obliterated, right?
There were parts that got pretty damaged.
Yeah. So maybe we're first place now.
Yeah, maybe.
But no. I mean, we had the boardwalk. We had a lot of that like beachy kind of feel, right?
Yeah. So what makes you so cool?
Yeah, I guess so. Super laid back. Yeah. But we had the picket fences, the yards. Beautiful. The 2-story homes, which is not rare in LA per se, but like it's not as common. Yeah, it's so common over there. So we had to do this traditional. It's kind of a traditional kind of family life.
Did you have any hobbies like growing up? Like I know you're a big like networking guru now. Like were you like the party guy or like you bounced around all the time?
I'll be honest with you. I was actually shy as a kid.
Oh wow!
So interesting. Way different from today.
Yeah. What were you into? What would you do while you were shy? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I like to play with like figurines, like a lot of Power Rangers toys, stuff like that. Actually, that's kind of where I started like making stories from. Like taking 2 figurines and started like them going at it and then just creating stories from these 2 different characters.
That's pretty cool.
I would do that like when I was a kid, but super shy to talk to people. Like in a whether it's school or like at a family party or whatever.
Yeah, what were the type of figurines? Like, what was your go-tos?
Oh, yeah, so Power Rangers, like G.I. Joes. Nice. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
That's cool. Yeah, I was a Power Ranger guy, too.
Oh, man, I always wanted to be the Red Ranger.
Nice, of course.
Yeah. I thought it was a job. As a kid, I thought it was a job. I thought you can be a Power Ranger.
They exist. They just, got to look hard enough.
My God. Okay, we got to find them.
Where'd you end up going to school, like for college? Did you stay in Virginia?
I stayed in Virginia. Yeah. Because I went to a film school 5 minutes away from where I lived.
Nice.
It was like the only one I got into. No, I'm kidding. No, I applied for like 2 or 3 schools, got into all of them. But I think my family wanted me to stick around. So I was like, okay, let me go to this school. It's 5 minutes away. Like I drove there every day. I didn't have the traditional campus life. I never experienced that. Which is okay because Region was actually a Christian college anyway, so it's dry.
Got it. Okay.
So I can't.
It worked out.
There was no party life. So I saved money by not having to lodge at the campus.
Yeah. Right. Probably still winning that battle from then.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. Yeah. But I went to Region University. Went to film school there.
Cool.
Did the 4 years. Got the piece of paper we all needed. Right. But yeah, not to knock on them. It was my lack of. So I didn't take away much from the school, not because of them, but because me at the time, it's hard for me to learn things. I'll be honest with you.
Oh wow!
So at the end of the day, like with this technology stuff, like I told you earlier, like I don't know tech. Like I'm more of a writer because like writing, you give me a piece of paper, I could put something on paper. I can put words to paper.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But like cameras and stuff like that, I was like, what am I doing? So I mean.
So yeah, you're a writer first and foremost.
First and foremost, yeah.
Yeah, is that what you studied when you were in school, with the film?
Well, we studied all of it.
Yeah,
but I found I had more of a connection to like the writing side of it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like creating stories. My parents told me that I was like a habitual liar growing up, so it worked out, you know, because writing
like
is
the big fat liar.
Yeah. So it's like, it added to the creativity because you can just create worlds in your head.
You ended up, like, I don't know, after school or during school, but you ended up interning at Mosaic.
Yeah, Mosaic.
Yeah, tell us about that experience a little bit.
So, Mosaic is Jimmy Miller's company. He is, I don't know who he represents now, but at the time he represented like Jim Carrey, Will Ferrell. So he was
major names.
Yeah, big comedy space. So I interned there for 2 months. Funny enough, I was the last one to get in. Because everyone had applied, like, this is April of 2012, and I'm sorry, August of 2012. I'm still trying to figure out my life after college, and so I was just like, I sent my resume to like 100 companies. I swear to God, 100 companies in Hollywood. One of them was Mosaic. Yeah. The other one was Tony Scott's company. Wow. Yeah, and I got into both. Out of two out of like 100 I applied to. I got into both.
Well, they're pretty decent sized ones. So
yeah. I got into Mosaic. I told Mosaic I wanted to go there. Which is funny because, like, not funny, but like Tony Scott died like the month of.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Shit.
So the director Tony Scott. Yeah. So that was his company. The other, I forgot what it's called, but I told them, hey, I chose Mosaic, and they're like, oh well, thanks for replying to us. So I went to Mosaic for 2 months, and everyone else had like 4 months under their belts. I was a new guy.
Yeah.
I get in there as a new guy, and like everyone looked at me like, this guy, and. They looked at me like that too, because like apparently I was the best dressed too.
Yeah, not much has changed.
Hopefully not. I would have seen outfits, but I like to I add some pizzazz every time.
I wear a plain black shirt every interview. That's
hey, that means that that allows your personality to come to the forefront.
Yeah, it shines.
You're not letting the clothes define you. It's the personality.
Yeah,
I like that, Vinny.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Armand.
Yeah. So it was a cool experience. I was one of those guys. I swear to God, like. I get there and I'm like, okay, you know what? I gotta keep my head down, make sure I don't screw up anything, and just get by. Because as an intern, like especially at the time before like Instagram really took off, we only got to know about like the intern world through stories, right? Through like what we find on the internet, and I found stories of like these like, horror stories of like, oh, you make bad coffee, you're gone. So I was like on pins and needles all the time.
Yeah. How good were you at making coffee?
Dude, actually, as a matter of fact, this is actually 2 weeks in. I made bad coffee. I was like, oh no, I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm going.
Luckily, you survived.
I survived. I don't know how I made it, but I think what happened was they had this list of interns, and they say, don't ask them for this, don't ask them for this. I'm pretty sure they had next to my name, like, don't ask them for coffee. Because they never asked me for coffee that day after that.
There you go. That's hysterical.
Yeah.
You're big in the event space now, networking. Were you doing that before you came to LA as well?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, like, that's how I actually fundraised to get to my internship. I interned at a radio station actually the year that I graduated in 2012.
Okay.
So I actually look younger than I am. So I'm 33. Yeah. So I worked at a radio station specifically for like this music festival. So like it had major headliners like Timbaland and Missy Elliott. So really big heavyweights in Virginia. And so my gig there was to know all the artists there to be social and to be at all these events, stuff like that. So I kind of utilized that to fundraise for my coming to LA. So like I had 2 weeks to go, and I was like, oh, let me make $2,000 if I can from putting on some events, and I did. I put on some events 2 weeks straight, made some money.
What were those events like?
Oh, they were not mixers. They were music showcases.
Cool.
So I took local artists who were like, hey, Erman, we like you. We'll give our time to you to draw in some audience to fundraise for you. So yeah,
the Armand fundraiser.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, so we did some music shows. I actually still did that in LA for a few times, but mostly right now, as you know, I do a lot of more entertainment industry connecting, kind of like networking events. So it did spawn from me knowing and doing that in Virginia first.
So that was the origin.
Oh, for sure.
Wow, that's cool. When did you make your way out to LA?
Let me see. 2013, I started coming here back and forth, like crashing on couches. For like 3 years, I did that.
You had a lot of people out here?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because like my welcoming party in LA was like in 2017, and I had like 200 people show up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't want to be one of those people who got to LA, didn't know anybody, and lasted a month.
Yeah. It's pretty common.
Yeah. I know some people from school who did that, and they lasted like a few weeks or two because they think, some people think they can just show up and it happens.
Oh, yeah.
Going
through it now. It takes a long time.
Oh, for sure. What's amazing to me because you're a talent manager.
Yeah.
Like people probably think you're like a millionaire.
Yeah. They'd be wrong. But wait, so you said you came here full time in 2017?
2017, yeah.
What were you doing when you first hit the ground over here?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. So I was involved in some people's projects, like short films and stuff like that.
Nice.
But also, of course, I hit the ground running with my networking events because I want to do them monthly, so that so people know. Just be transparent. It's my way of living right now.
Yeah.
From then until now, like it makes income for me.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot.
Yeah.
But it helps me get through the month, and so that's why I hit the ground running when it came to those events. But on top of that, I still did the writing thing, try to pursue a career in film, and that took most of my time because it's been a long time since I've had like a 9 to 5, like an actual 9 to 5.
Yeah, same. Or a real, actual 9 to 5.
Yeah. Like sit down at a computer all day, punch a card in. I haven't done that.
No.
Last time was in 2011, bro.
No, well, 2019.
Ooh.
But you got me beat by a couple of years. But that's cool.
Yeah.
So you have your Armand.
Hey. He said all nice.
Yeah, right? When did you claim that name?
Obviously, people know the show Entourage.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a part of the Entourage.
I think so. Yeah. No, I like to come up with titles that kind of put two words together or a play on words, and it just fit. My name's Armand. I do Hollywood events. What's a Hollywood term? Entourage. Armand Entourage. I was like, the marketing's already there. So I launched that. I officially launched that in 2018.
Oh, cool.
As a brand. So I was doing events with other people throughout the years.
Did you have your 5-year party?
Actually, I did. Back in January.
Nice.
Yeah.
How'd it go? It was before we met.
I know it was before we met. January's are kind of slow, to be honest, on my end. So it wasn't as big as I wanted it to be, but it was still a good benchmark year.
That's great.
Yeah. So I officially launched in 2018 with the purpose of I want to, of course, do the events, get people to connected, but we also started doing things that are more like humanitarian based, right? So we would throw in events with Hollywood people, but then like feature a different nonprofit. So we did stuff. We've done stuff for suicide prevention. We've done stuff for human trafficking. Oh, anti-human trafficking. Let's get that straight. Anti-human trafficking. We've done stuff for like cancer prevention. So these different types of organizations that do that. So we, whether it's making money for them or just highlighting them. Yeah. They're so appreciative. Like all these guys are super appreciative of like anytime we are able to spotlight them. Yeah.
I've been to a couple of Armand's events. Pretty impressive. Like getting all these people. I've been to events where Armand wasn't even there.
Yeah. So actually speaking of 5-year plan.
Let's hear it.
Part of it was when I started in 2018, part of it was, okay, let me do it to a point where like I don't have to be there physically anymore. Yeah. Because other people love what we do. So they want to get involved. I've had people host for me where I'm like sitting at home, rocking my baby niece, in Virginia, and people are here in LA hosting for me. So it's just a beautiful thing because people love what we do. So they want to lend their time.
Definitely. You started this also the Hollywood Black Book.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, give everyone the scoop about that.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's a membership. It's the membership leg of Entourage. Yeah. I think we had this conversation before where it's like, if people see the word Entourage, they don't know me, they're not involved with the Hollywood scene, it's like, what does that even mean, right? So I wanted to start something that has the word Hollywood in it so people kind of just, the word association, right?
Yeah.
What does Hollywood mean? Oh, it's an industry. So so Hollywood Black Book is a cool name for like a membership, the membership portion of Entourage, which right now we're still building our site, but right now we do everything on Patreon, which is like one of those cool sites that people can become members on. So
I got to put the link or whatever. Yeah, for
that's
sure. Great.
So Patreon is the safe version of like OnlyFans.
Yeah. Well, we approve of OnlyFans here.
So that's a funny story. When this is before COVID hit. Yeah. So I actually created a membership account. Okay. On OnlyFans because at the time it technically wasn't associated with anything like provocative, right? Yeah. So I created a Patreon page, I created an OnlyFans page so that, to have two different spaces that people can become members on. And then, I think people started using it more for provocative content. Yeah. So I was like, I probably should drop this.
Yeah. Regents would not be proud.
Oh, yeah. Regent would, that's a no-no for them.
I know you used to, or you currently are still throwing these events. That do you do like a speed dating type of event?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
tell us like what. This is specifically
this is
for actors, right?
Actors.
Okay, yeah.
We've done some for music too, but I think the industry has more reps in when it comes to representation for actors. So.
Yeah, what goes on?
Yeah, we started this in June of 2022, so the whole year. So it's like speed dating where people sit at tables and rotate, But in this case, what we're doing is we're putting people in front of like talent agents, managers, but a variety too. So it's like producers as well, anyone who you want to meet. So it's not technically to get signed. We don't promise that.
Yeah.
Even though like we've had 20 plus people get signed from these things in the last year. So
good numbers.
So it's more of a connecting thing. So as we all know, the industry is about who you know, right?
Of course.
You can be the most talented person in the world, but it's like if you don't know anybody, what can you do with that talent?
Yeah, no. No, I can't go very far.
Yeah, so we started doing this last year, and people have gotten a kick out of it. It's like 5 minutes each person, because 5 minutes is not too short but not too long. And it gets to the point, right?
How long's the event? Like, if it's like 5 minutes?
It's like 2 hours. So it's
nice.
like 18 meetings altogether. And then we leave it open for a mixer at the end. So if there was somebody you didn't get to meet, like a talent agent or a manager you didn't get to meet during the sessions themselves, you have a chance to speak with them during the mixer.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So you create your own, like, say, I don't know, like I'm thinking like sports, like a season, like, hey, like actor number 1 gets to see
that's funny.
Rep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or whatever.
Actually, we should do that.
Yeah, it's like a roster. Yeah, we'll work together on it.
Yeah, for sure.
Working with all these actors on, I guess, a lot of different levels, like in the development stage. Tell me about like the mentality of like the mindset mistakes you've seen in the past from actors.
Sure. Okay, and I'm gonna get in trouble for this. Some people might watch this and go, "Armand, you talk about me," especially when it comes to LA.
Let's hear it all. Spill the beans.
So not to stroke my own ego, but like me and you, people, they should get to know us. They want to get to know. Like, we're the people that actors should get to know, right?
Okay.
And so like I've noticed a lot of women and men, but mostly like young actresses who they say they want to make it big, but then they come here and then they're all they're doing is taking pictures of the clubs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so like I've met people to where it's like I'll invite them to like, hey, come meet this agent or this manager. Dead silence, right?
No.
But then like I guarantee you, the club promoter hitting them up, right away they respond, I'll see you tonight. You know what I'm saying? So there's some mentality like gaps when it comes to people who say they want to make it, but then like they don't actually put in the work to make it. Like, you can be pretty all you want, but you can take photos from anywhere in the world.
Yeah, you know if you want to be on camera and be an actual actress or working regularly doing that, you need to put in a lot of work.
Oh yeah, for sure.
People who are doing it aren't there by mistake.
Yeah, for sure. And you ask them like, who you train with? What do you like? Where do you go? And they're like, well, you want to get a manager, right? What attracts the what attracts the manager? Well, it's your training, you know. So it's like training, then the reps, then the casting. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all glued together. But some people don't even take the first step of going to a class. You know?
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, I work with a lot of actors on all different levels, and it's tough. You can't force people to do things they don't want to do, even if they're saying it.
For sure.
Yeah, I've learned the hard way.
Yeah, and I think not to be mean, but in the social media age, I think people rely too much on their faces.
Yeah,
you know, and so that's part of the mentality mistakes of
work on skills more.
Skills, yeah. And I'll see. There's some A-listers right now who are like they don't look that great on camera, but they're so freaking talented.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's been the case forever, you know, like certain people stand out because they've put in that 10,000, 20,000 hours over their whole lives.
Oh, yeah, that's the expression, right? 10,000 hours?
10,000 hours, yeah. Speaking of that, you probably put in close to 10,000 hours at this event thing. How did these make you feel? Like, you know, give us like the emotional side of it.
Yeah, it's the only time I get to be social. No, I'm kidding. Here's the funny thing. So we live in LA.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when we're busy, we lack on the social side of things, right? Yeah. I think that we need a good blend of being social and being around people, but also pursuing your dreams. Yeah. So for me, being social became the job.
Yeah.
It became the job that leads me to connecting to people who I want to meet to get to build my dreams. You know what I'm saying?
Understood.
To meet people like you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, likewise.
So it kind of just came together like that, you know, the social part of it and the professional part of it. And so, you know, it feels good to see other people like make friends, not just get signed. Which is cool.
Yeah.
And they find collaborators too. I've seen people connect who made projects together, made feature films together. It's like, oh, they met at my event. That's amazing.
I'm nowhere near your stature, but like I've already had that too. Like
fantastic.
Yeah, man. That's, you know, it feels great.
Yeah, it's fantastic. But then at the end of the day, what I really enjoy the most was just when people become friends, dude. Because that's what we need at the end of the day. Of course, in addition to like the collaborators and the managers and all that stuff, but like just to have a circle of people to rely on in this city.
Yeah, it's
you know,
pretty isolating.
Yeah. I have some friends. I know people who've met at my events who become friends to where they drink I'm not saying they drink all the time, but like on a weekly basis they'll hang out. You know what I'm saying? That's cool to help people build those circles.
For sure, man. And then that you could rely on each other both a social way and a professional way as well.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. You recently produced your first feature film.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so it was very cool. It's called Demise. Actually, there's this cast and crew screening this weekend, or this week that I'm producing the premiere for as well.
You text me, I won't be here.
And so I don't want to give out too many details of the film itself because I want you guys to check it out. But what's funny what's really cool is I was actually associate producer first, and then during the set, like during the production of it, during the photography, the principal photography, like they would bump me up, like, hey, Armand, not associate producer anymore. You're a producer now. Okay, cool. And then after photography ended, they're like, hey, you did so much. You're an EP now. I was like, dang, okay, let's go. Let's rock. So it was cool to have that under my belt. You know, for the last year, we've been working on it. I wasn't really part of the post-production side of it, but in terms of like finding people
day to day.
Yeah. But in terms of like finding people to put eyeballs on it, in terms of the cast and crew screening that's coming up, I put in a lot of hours for that. So it's been a blessing. It's my first one under my belt as an EP. So for me, it's funny because like I feel like every year I'm doing one project each year.
Yeah.
Which is great. I would love to get to a point where it's like 2 or 3, but it's building blocks, you know.
Yeah,
and
of course.
Be able to do that, flexing that creative muscle while working my own stuff, my own writing, my own events. You know what I'm saying? So,
it's funny you treated like say this that film as an event, say, and that's the way I took perspective on making the feature film I produced as well. You know, it's well, it's an event. You know, it's however many days you're on set. You know, just make sure everything's copacetic, whatever.
Absolutely,
what have you.
Yeah.
As a writer on that side of thing versus producer, like what are you genre focused or?
I'm not focused per se, but I feel like I'm better at certain genres than others.
Okay.
Like I'm even from a perspective of a fan, I love dramedies.
Okay,
so
cool.
Anytime that drama mixes with the comedy and vice versa, because I think that's like the real world, right?
Yeah. Life
is never just funny, but it's also never just dramatic and dark and black, you know? There's always a sense of like light somewhere, right? Nice. So I like to blend the genres. I don't think dramedies make the most money per se, but
Ted Lasso could say something.
Okay, yeah,
different.
You're right. Hey, you're right there. I think more so on the TV side, huh?
Yeah, true. I mean, sitcoms, I don't know. I guess it depends on what sitcoms a dramedy.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
We're going to label that.
That's one of my favorite shows in the last 5 years.
Holy
so
crap,
good.
Man.
So good. Did the last episode make you cry? It made me cry.
I was crying like for the last 10 episodes. Yeah,
so good.
Yeah, they've been very moving, touching, whatever.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I want to make shows like that.
Yeah,
that's the type of content I want to make.
Yeah, that's.
It was funny because there's not a lot of them like that. So when you see a Ted Lasso, you go, "Oh my gosh, this is a rare gem." It's like, why does it have to be a rare gem? Can we make more of that?
Yeah. Other people would argue that they're everywhere, but like me and other writers.
Okay.
But I get what you're saying. That was my favorite show in a long time.
Yeah, for sure.
Phenomenal. What are some of the projects you've been working on now? I know that the poetry stuff too.
Oh, for sure, yeah. So
give us
shameless plug.
Oh, good, yeah. You should have put it up. You can put it on the desk.
So here you go. So it's actually my second book.
I'll put it here.
It's my second book. I actually took this cover from Canva. Whoever made it, kudos to you.
Appreciate you, Canva. That's great, man.
I just took it from Canva. It's called Infinity on Up. Dang,
Infinity on Up by Erman Baradi.
Yeah. So I like writing poetry that is both moving. I like to do a spectrum of things, like something that's moving, but also something that may be sad, somewhere in the middle. So it's a variety of emotions as like humans, right? So this book was like just having pieces that really touch on all our different human emotions. And infinity on up comes from a phrase of that's actually in the book.
Okay.
And I like to write pieces that like transcend human knowledge.
Are any pieces small enough to read?
Oh, let me see.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see what I got here.
Poem.
Actually, there's one I actually wrote
for this show.
For you, Vinny. Well, actually, go ahead and ask me more questions, and I'll multitask and find one here.
You think there's directing in your future?
Oh, absolutely. Because I went to film school. I tried it there.
Yeah.
It was hard, bro.
I'm sure.
Directing is hard. Because as writers, we always have a vision for what we want to see from our scripts. But if you don't know how to direct, like, you got to rely on other people.
Of course.
So that's why I want to learn to direct more. Like, I did it 10 years ago, but it's been such a gap that I want to get back into it. So, I'm trying.
Would you, obviously, I would assume you'd want to direct what you've written.
Yeah. Or even just co-direct.
Cool.
This past year, there's a short film that we're still in post-production on that I co-directed. I wrote it, and I co-directed. Like, I helped with the performances of it, you know?
Yeah. Are there some writers or directors that you really, like, admire?
Of course,
writing?
I think this is super cliche, but Tarantino.
Yeah.
Whether or not you like his films he has a distinct like taste, like
nice,
you know it's him. Like you watch it, you know it's him. Who else? Of course, Scorsese, the goats, right? I like Jason Reitman. He did Juno.
Yeah,
so speaking
I
of
love
dramedies,
that movie.
Speaking of dramedies, that's a classic one from the 2000s. Like that's the type of when I first saw that, I'm like, oh, I think I want to do this for a living.
Yeah,
you know. Who else? Man. So many to choose from.
Yeah, it's unlimited.
On the spot.
Let's
let me take a segment of this. It's longer. Please. It's longer, but let me take a segment. It's called Time Spent.
Time Spent.
Let me get my poetry voice on. No. I'm just gonna read it as is. The older we get, our parents do too, and that's the truth. We wanted so bad to be adults, not knowing the consequence. Paying our dues, now paying for meds. Raising roofs, now raising kids. Where was the time spent? Standing in line and sleeping in. Wishing to be somewhere else. Missing out on memories. Punching the card at 9 a.m. It's where the time's spent.
Oh, man.
So it's just like life stuff.
Yeah. Beautiful.
And but I like to start my poems, like when people read it, I like to start off with like, it seems somber and sad, but then towards the end, it becomes more uplifting. So I'm excited about it because that's my second release. I self-published it on Amazon. For me, when I put books out, it's not about the numbers, which eventually, hopefully one day it will get big. But I just want to put out stuff and say that I did, you know?
Yeah, no, it's good. I mean, any type of like assets that you have out there creating legacy is like really powerful. Like anything like this, you know, it's going to live beyond you.
Absolutely.
You know, it's amazing. So I'm reading your middle name.
Okay, yeah.
How do I say that?
Mang Likmot.
Mang Likmot.
Yeah.
Mang Likmot.
I'm Filipino, and
cool.
There's a province in the Philippines where my grandpa and his ancestry, they're big in that town. Cool. So there's actually a town named Mang Likmot based on my family.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you been?
No, I want to though at some point. I've been to the Philippines once when I was a teenager, so 13 years old. We went as a family. Of course, you know, when you go as a kid, you got to do what the adults do. But if I go now with friends and family, you know, we can have more fun. But
of course.
But yeah, I've been there once. I went to visit my dad's side, so my dad's town, and then my mom's town. It was a fun trip. That was like 2004, like almost a full 20 years. I do want to go back.
Yeah, you have to.
So I think you
gotta go to this town.
What's funny is people told me that if I was bilingual. If I could, unfortunately, I can't speak two languages. But if I was bilingual and I could speak Tagalog, which is the native tongue of the Philippines, like I could probably be a big star there.
Oh, for sure. I'm gonna take this a little bit of a different route. We're gonna do our little rapid fire segment.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, let's rock and roll. So we might have got this right, but favorite TV show?
Oh, okay. Well, recently Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
In the last few years, there's some other standouts.
Yeah.
I love This Is Us.
Oh, cool.
The Walking Dead. And that whole franchise.
Yeah, nice, man. What about do you have a favorite movie to stand out? I know it's a big one.
This is a big one. Okay. So it has changed over time, but I will give you the movie that actually made me want to be a writer.
Nice.
So when I was a kid, I was 9 years old. I watched The Sixth Sense.
Nice.
And
Me too.
It was cool to see the blending of genres. It wasn't just creepy and scary, but also there's the core family story in the middle, right? So I was like, oh man, like I want to make movies like that. I want to write stuff like that where there's like these elements of different things that put together to make a really satisfying movie. And it was like, how often does a horror movie or a thriller, whatever you want to call it, how often does that get nominated for Best Picture of the Year?
Yeah.
Right? So I want to do stuff like that.
That's really cool. Mm-hmm. Someone from history you'd like to have dinner with?
Ooh, dinner. Probably like a James Dean or something like that. You know, just to take a peek back into history of like the golden age of cinema.
He was a young guy.
Young guy when he died, yeah. Cool. So someone like that, just to get insight into like the golden age of Hollywood. Yeah.
Nice. Favorite meal?
In general, like I love Mexican food. I love Italian food. My mom makes bomb spaghetti.
Yeah.
My dad makes bomb steak.
So family related stuff. I love that. Yeah, Mexican, Italian.
Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah, those are some
I
of my
would say
favorites.
Filipino, but that'd be cliche because I'm Filipino. I can't.
But is it? It could be.
I mean, it could be, but so I don't want to get in trouble. But Filipino food is like fried. Like a lot of it's everything is fried, so it's not really the best for you health-wise. But I love it. Yeah, it's still good. It still tastes good.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite drink? You came in here with like a fun drink.
I came with a mica.
Yeah, I was learning on the way here.
I think it's a flower, right? It's a flower in Mexico. I don't know. He probably doesn't know. But I also love my favorite drink is horchata.
Nice. Yeah. Wow, you love the Mexican drinks.
I love the Mexican drinks. Love the Mexican women.
Yeah, there we go.
So if you're watching this right now, here's my Instagram below.
Yeah, right here. Mm-hmm. Dream event location.
I started looking this up.
Oh, wow.
I started hitting. You know how I'm expanding to different cities?
Yeah.
So I am expanding to different cities that I want to visit myself. So I launched one in Sydney. That's going to happen in a few months. I'm launching one in London. That's going to happen in a few months. Super like random because it has nothing to do with the film world whatsoever. But like Marbella, Spain.
Okay. Yeah.
So literally today, someone reached back out to me and said, "Hey, you emailed us. You wanted to throw a networking event, and it's not film related, just a regular social."
Yeah.
She said, "You want to throw a networking event at our hotel in Marbella? We'll send you more information on how you can go about that." Oh, I'm like, "Oh shoot,
congrats.
Marbella. Yeah, dude." I'm like, like Greece, like Mykonos and all that stuff, like. Like those tourist
sexy parts of Europe.
Yeah, like why not if you could? I mean, obviously I couldn't be there all the time if it, have someone else host it for me, but like it's a sexy location, so why not? Why not go?
No, I'm with that. Thank you. If you want to tell the audience what you got going on next, what's coming out soon, and also where they could find you.
Oh, for sure, Erman Baradi on all social platforms. Ermantourage, my brand name. My brand on Instagram, also Twitter, patreon.com/Hollywood Black Book. If you want to become a member of our event series, you can find me on all those places. You can find me in Hollywood. You can find me in Virginia. I'll be back and forth for the next few months because I have a baby niece that I'm gonna want to make memories with my family. So I'll be back and forth. So I'll be doing stuff in Virginia moving forward, remotely, throwing events, but also like shooting content there as well.
Perfect. With
their local filmmakers, which is fun. Dude, I just want to throw this out there. So funny. Randomly, someone emails me the other day. He goes, "When are you coming back to Virginia? We need you. The film scene needs you." I'm like, me? What do you need me for? I get what they're saying, but I was like, little stroke of ego right there. But I'm like, I'm coming back soon, bro. I'm actually coming back this week.
Oh, good, man. Yeah. Oh, you're really going back and forth a lot. That's great.
Yeah. I like I said, I want to be planted with my family right now.
Yeah.
Then come for major events, but also like things like this.
Yeah. Definitely.
Projects, especially film projects, because like I said, the events can run themselves now. I don't need to be here for all that. But yeah, moving forward, you mentioned, you asked me if I want to direct in the future. And then within the year, I'm gonna have more directing projects.
Cool.
Fingers crossed. Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, let me know. Maybe we work together. Man.
I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'm really happy that you came here. Thanks for coming out. Yeah, you took a little bit of a trek. And, thank you. Yeah, it's exciting. But yeah, we're going to all check out this book. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Sorry, it's a little smudges on the front cover.
Nah, it's all right.
Just mixed in my luggage somewhere. So,
but thank you, man. Appreciate
you, man. Thank you so much.
You got it, of course.